Hello, once again, live here on Facebook. Grateful spending this time opening this space for peace, for love, and for compassion. Opening this space for peace, love, and compassion on a Friday evening. And I welcome those who are joining David and Tamala in this opening of space, something positive to bring to the world, this world that we share, this shared world. And also, yesterday I did this in bringing forth any inquiries, discussing something today with a friend as far as the commonalities of suffering, and that when the connection between two people who have a common event of suffering in their lives, that there is a connection and a mutual understanding, more so than if it was not mutual, without coinciding, similar event, a dissimilar event. That being said, this is a gathering in which I will facilitate any impersonal inquiries, any impersonal requests, or any personal requests, and leave it to be an impersonal gathering, such that the wisdom arises in and of itself, which it is actually doing now. And it's like grasping little tidbits of wisdom that are already there. That's what wisdom is, tidbits. That being said, I'm grateful for this moment in sharing this. Grateful for this nowness and this here-ness in which that which is the energetic resonance arising from the infinite emptiness that provides consciousness, that is consciousness, that provides awareness to know oneself as pure, true peace and true, pure love. And I will always share compassion, realizing the essence of all things being one, and that oneness is the energetic expression of love. Infinitely accessible by all beings, infinitely accessible in all places, and infinitely accessible in any moment, because it in and of itself is timeless. I welcome you all to this gathering, and I thank you all for being who you are and expressing yourself as that consciousness, that infinite consciousness. Because in essence, that is who we are, an expression of consciousness itself, along with every single insect and every single animal, every single plant, every single planet, every single star, every single galaxy, all a construct creating the human universe of which you are. There is this without separation. The perceiver perceiving is that which is arising from consciousness. And it's very simple. It is very simple to know thyself as this, because of the awareness of it. The awareness itself. All is experienced because of awareness. Again, I welcome people as they join. I see people joining, and I bow to everyone as they enter this sacred space of peace, love, and compassion. And I'm grateful that this voice may provide any alleviation of suffering, any thing that is arising within the mind, because that is the primary resting place of suffering. Without the attention of suffering as a thought, the thought arises, and any thought can be connected to any event. And the thought of suffering connected to a specific event, the thought can only be created in the mind. And the thought becomes a concept, the concept becomes a habit, the habit becomes default, and then it goes from the mind into the body, and when there's a constricted energy, it becomes a disease. And then there's inflammation that tries to get rid of that dis-ease in the body. And then once that happens, there's an expansion into the fullness and the perfection and the wholeness of that which is already there, of that which is in harmony with the expansion of form, even. And in that there is great joy. There is tremendous understanding. There is ease. There's spontaneity. There's the miraculous that is constantly and instantly being synchronized in this presence, this present moment. It is the thing that encapsulates even light, and it actually surrounds and gives rise to thought. It allows form to be. It allows perception and the perceiver to be. It allows all things to be its true nature. That is the gift. That is the gift that is received, and that is the gift that is passed on through love. Love is an opportunity, and love knows no doubt. Compassion knows no doubt. Love cannot know fear, and compassion must be fearless. In order to go to those places that some may be frightened to go to, the depths of the mind where the hold is so strong in the attachment of the thought to the event of pain that to let go of it would be the greatest uncertainty in one's life. Yet that greatest uncertainty always leads to the grandest understanding. The grandest understanding being wisdom and truth. And then it's shared. Shared in the sense where it's given shared and also mutually shared. And then that separation even ceases to be, and is only a unity, an interbeing of oneness. Oneness isn't a choice. Oneness isness. And it's all happening now. Because there is no other now for it to happen. If there were another now for it to happen, again, I think I said this recently, you would be able to pause it. You would be like a Twilight Zone episode. You have your watch and you can pause it, and everyone would freeze. Time would stop. And you'd be alone, moving in a frozen universe. Which may be possible. I don't know. Yet I would strongly continue to know that we are all moving within the same realm of nowness. Unified. Boundless and limitless. Boundless without distance. Because everything is unified. Waves arising simultaneously and spontaneously from the one consciousness that permeates all things. Know thyself as such, and one is deeply rooted in peace. Know thyself as such, and one is timelessly liberated as love is. And in knowing thyself as such, compassion permeates all things as well. It is the initial response to all suffering. which begins with listening. Listening to what is in one's heart. The stillness, the silence, and allowing it to be. In its natural state of beauty and joy. The shapeless, formless, nameless, ever-present love. Timeless. That which is without birth or death. That which gives rise to life. That which can see through fear. That which can see through hate. That which can take on any anger. Any arrow and turn it into a lotus flower. Any crucifixion and turn it into forgiveness. Any suffering and turn it into appreciative joy. It is love. I'm grateful for this space. And as people join, I'm grateful for that presence and the energy, that sacred energy that you bring. I'm grateful. And perhaps this is the first time today, on Friday the 13th, that you're hearing the words peace, love, and compassion. And if Jason walks through this door with a mask and a knife, know that I'm okay. And if any time during this Facebook Live you start hearing this whisper of the Jason, it's probably just something wrong with the phone or being Friday the 13th and all. Again, the words love, peace, and compassion. I trust that they give rise to warmth in your heart and ease to the mind, so that the mind, as it stills, it can drop into the heart and feel at home. Feel cozy, feel safe, feel understood, feel acknowledged. And stay there in service of whatever the heart the bliss, the joy fulfills. And know that. Know that that is the core of who you are. An infinite expression of peace and love. Know that at the core of any one that you may perceive as an enemy is only a snippet of one's existence. If that is all you perceive in another person, until you lift that label and see what's underneath that label, any label, enemy, friend, confidant, any label you may give yourself that the mind is saying that is negative, the negativity that travels through our head, if any, and know that there's a deeper self, a permeating self, the beingness of selfhood that transcends this body, this mind, this universe, and is actually constructing all of that which is without exclusion, without separation, infinitely unified. Infinitely knowing itself through all form. Providing for all. In this space, consciousness, greeting consciousness as consciousness, rather than body-mind, greeting the illusion of another body-mind for the purpose of ego satisfaction, which is transient and changes. And anything that changes, thoughts, perceptions, the perceiver itself, anything that changes is unreal. That which remains is real. That which remains is pure. The pure love, the pure peace always remains. And it's experiential. It's experiential. If it were anything other than experiential, it would be unable to know itself. The awareness would cease to be aware. And we would continuously walk around as floating zombies. Mindlessly wandering without the awareness of knowing thyself. Remain empty in that empty space without the mind tinkering. Spontaneity arises. Creativity arises. All things are able to pass before that emptiness, before this emptiness. And that alleviates suffering. There's no attachment to that suffering thought because it passes. It can be recognized without being attached. And that is pure compassion. Releasing oneself from an ongoing story of suffering, an ongoing story of the mind, both personal and collective. History is ongoing, and therefore history will always provide a war. Any war. World war, call it what you will. It's war. Whether or not the world, or maybe just rename it those civilized, important countries, I would challenge history to name a world war where every single country was fighting in that war. To release oneself from even that history, which includes one's attachment to nationality, race, creed, color, philosophy, religion. Because religions have fought wars philosophies and ideologies have fought wars. More than anything, one may say there's a practicality in conflict, whether it be food, land. Yet the wars that are fought now are based on morality, ideology, or simply just to have and be at war, and to simply suffer at the cost of innocence, both at a large level, the macrocosmic level, and the microcosmic level. We will actually destroy our bodies, put our bodies at war for the sake of ego gratification. Harmonize. Allow peace and love to shine. Release from the story, and you shall be released from the mind. The fear of that release is only an illusion, because the story is an illusion. It's a construct. A construct to satisfy the ego. Based on thought. Be aware of that. And the awareness simply grants a spark toward true, pure freedom, rather than the freedom that loosens chains that still bind you. This is a pure freedom that releases you from the shackles altogether. You are free to fly to any destination within this infinite emptiness and be the pure self of that which you are. Pure consciousness, pure peace, pure love. With one tool and one tool only to alleviate any suffering that attempts to infiltrate that peace and love, and that one primary tool is compassion. Again, grateful for all those who are present. Hearing words of peace, love, and compassion. Allowing that energetic resonance to shine. Authentic. To be it, the expression of itself. Fully. No more, no less. It's all happening. All of it is happening. Sitting is happening. Smiling is happening. Sunshine is happening. A galaxy is happening. In the same way that a galaxy is happening, even at that large scale, peace and love are happening. The form and its subtlety are happening simultaneously and spontaneously. The form and its origin are happening, unified in that happening. We, with the ability to be aware and integrated in that happening without separation, unified. Every single human being is part of the form of the universe. One energy. Every single human being. Every single life form. Every single event. Every single thought. Every word. Every sound. Every particle is part of that which is. It is the unconditional love arising from that energy, from that energy, this energy, without separation, this energy. And if the mind attempts to grasp it as as an intellectual understanding, it will only attempt to grasp something that is unknowable by even imagination. It is the experience knowing itself already as that which is now. Through awareness. A joyful awareness. The consciousness is able to perceive a galaxy within you, a billion stars within you. On a physical level, we can fit a billion stars through one eye and understand a billion stars through one simple point in infinity. That is unity and oneness. One example of unity and oneness. If it were separate, it wouldn't happen. The actual event wouldn't happen. We'd be left blind, deaf, mute to all that is. Without the awareness, it's impossible for awareness to be anything other than awareness that enables that moment of witnessing a billion stars light years away at one focal point of billions of focal points intertwined, creating the universe. Therefore, it's non-local without a fixed focal point. Constantly in motion relative to itself. Yet timeless. In motion, yet timeless. without an edge, without a boundary, arising from infinite space, subsiding within that infinite space, creating all form, all things. Me, you, apparent me, apparent you. And in trying to name it, it is an infinite error trying to name it. Because even the names are infinite. Even the thoughts that are trying to name it are infinite. That is how much unconditional love is. It'll even allow infinite error for there to be truth. That's how loving it is. Because it knows it only takes one recognition of now to know truth. One realization of here to know truth. Because it permeates all things. It even permeates the error. And I am grateful that I don't want to say it out loud, but in the past few days, the Wi-Fi has, so grateful that the Wi-Fi is infinitely accessible as well. That is remaining constant. peace, love, and compassion. So easy to love. Because it's given. Freely to all. Equally. Thank you all. Thank us.